Yo, what's up, guys? Today I'll be talking about how to find your perfect sensitivity in Fortnite. In Fortnite, I'm just gonna talk to you about all the different sensitivities you can have. You have you have your building sensitivity, you have your X and Y, you have your ADS, and then you have your scope, whatever scope weapons you have sensitivity. So, the first thing I want to recommend for you if you're playing on console is make sure that you want to have your sensitivity from around 6 to 8. So, the reason I say this is because if you have your sensitivity higher than that, it makes it very difficult to aim properly and hit your shots. If you look at a lot of pro players like Upshaw, Ghost Aiden, and Nick Merckx, all those guys have low sensitivities because they know that even if you have a high sensitivity, they'll be able to build super fast, but that's not as important as hitting your shots, especially if you're on console. And especially with the addition of building sensitivity, you don't have to increase it that much, because if you just jack up your building sensitivity, you can build fast also. So that's the first thing I would recommend. Keep your sensitivity from 6 to 8. Personally, I keep mine closer to the 6 end, but it's all up to you, personal preference. And so the second thing I would say is keep your ADS close to whatever your X and Y sensitivity is. If you look at a lot of people on console, they play on an ADS that's like 5 or 6, and that's good, because if you have a ADS that's closer to XY sensitivity, there won't be as much as like a difference when you're just aiming, and then when you ADS in, then it like suddenly slows down. That's not what you want, because you want it to be smooth when you ADS and stuff. So that's obviously going to help your aim a lot, because you're used to one sensitivity from using your X and Y to aim, and then just ADSing in. It's going to help a lot because it's going to be smooth and it's going to flow. While as if you have like a 8 sensitivity and then you have an ADS sensitivity of like 2, it's not going to flow, because you're going to be moving super fast, and then when you want to aim in, it's going to slow down, and then you're going to have to move your joystick a lot, and it's going to create a lot of it's not going to be stable, and it's not going to be smooth for you. So that's something I recommend to people who are just trying to get better, average players, because that's going to help your aim out a lot. If you have a low ADS and high X and Y, I mean, I'm not telling you to change it. If you're good with that, then you're good with that. But if you clicked on this video, your aim is not the best, and you want to get better at it. So that's what I would recommend. The last thing for that is the building sensitivity. You want to make sure that building sensitivity is at least from 1.3 to 1.6, I would say. Anything higher than that might be a little bit of overkill. But the reason I say that is because the same thing with the ADS. When you're building super fast and then you switch back to your guns, you don't want it to have a huge change, because that's gonna end up like, again, it's not gonna flow smooth. You want the game to flow smooth for you, because in the end that's gonna improve your aim in the end. So you can build super fast and everything, but the minute you switch and you slow down by like 50%, that's gonna hurt your aim, because you're not used to it. So what I do is I keep my building sensitivity at, I think, like 1.5. So it's not like too much, but it's just enough increase, especially because I'm playing closer to 6. I need it to keep up with all the people who are building super fast. But it's not too much that if I switch from building to shooting really quickly, it's not going to throw off my aim by so much. And then for the last one, scoped. Scoped is kind of a personal preference, I believe. It's not that like big of a deal, because it's whatever how fast you're moving your sniper or scope weapon. So the only thing I would say about that is you do not have aim assist when using a sniper, so you might want to slow it down a little bit. I personally use 6, which is kind of high for scope sensitivity, but it's just what I got used to. So but personally I would recommend having it a little bit lower, because you do not have aim assist, so it's not going to lock down. So you want to you want to have it going a little bit slower so it's easier to track players. So that's all I have for the sensitivity. If you follow my tips, then I hope it will increase your aim. It really did for me. If you guys want to know my settings, just leave it in the comment section below. I'll put it in. But other than that, just overall, keep your sensitivity to 6 to 8. ADS, I would leave it from maybe 4 to 6. Your scoped, personally, that's up to you, whatever you move it. And then building sensitivity, keep it from about 1.3 to 1.6. So that's all my tips. If you guys enjoyed, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.